Peter, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be here and speak about some of the stuff you're going to be answering, like questioning me about.
Absolutely. And I'm really pleased because we have been friends for some time and we have done quite a few things together. So it's really nice to see you again, even though it's just through the virtual kind of
Yeah,
way, but it's nice to see you.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
So to start this short interview, I would like to first ask about, yourself, who you are, where you come from, and these kind of things.
yeah. So, hello everyone. Whoever's going to be watching this video, my name is Ladislav Demeter, and I'm from Slovakia. I'm 20 years old, and I've lived in the UK most of my life. So I came to the UK probably in like 2004, 2005 with my dad. And when we moved here, my dad just wanted to find new opportunities for our family, like to be doing something better than just being in Slovakia because it wasn't really good for us at that time. We came here, I traveled around literally most of the UK because, first of all, I used to live in Bradford, like up north. Then from Bradford, we moved down to south with my family. We stayed there for like 3, 4 years in Portsmouth. Then we went back up to Bradford. Then we used to live in Portsmouth again, went to Colby, which is in Northamptonshire, like about an hour away from Peterborough. And then from Peterborough, I used to live in Birmingham, and now I live in Cambridge.
I see. So well traveled then.
Yeah, a lot of traveling. Yeah, a lot of traveling since I was a kid. Yeah.
Good, good. So going back to your childhood, so you said you are from Slovakia.
Yeah.
And whereabouts in Slovakia?
Straske. It's like a small town in Slovakia at the east side of Slovakia. So it consists of like 4 or 5 thousand people in total. So it's like a small town.
I see. And what are your memories like from Slovakia, from school and from anything else?
Memories. I got some good ones, and then I got some bad ones. Like when I used to be a kid, it was everything was a bit okay because I didn't know everything like what's going on. Like I was in like first, second, third, fourth year. I was just literally just playing with kids, just having friends and stuff like that. But when it got to the point where I used to go to, like, for example, a secondary school like in the UK, in Slovakia, wasn't doing really well. Like when I turned there, like probably like 11, maybe 10, 9, like the teachers, the way they were talking with me, comparing to other students from like Slovakian background, but not from the Roma community, it was a bit different because they're like putting more attention to them, giving better grades to them, and not to you and stuff like that. Yeah, like the teachers, for example, I had an English session and we were doing tests, and I was at that time I knew how to speak Slovakian, and then at the end of the results, the teacher was like, so the way we have our grades in Slovakia is we have like in here you got like A, B, C, D. That's how I remember it. And in Slovakia you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from one to best to and fifth to like the worst. So most of the students in the class got 1 or 2, and I was the one that ended up with grade 4. And then I was just thinking, how is this possible that I got grade 4 when I know how to speak to the teacher like properly in English, and the rest of them got like grade 1. So then what happened is I told this to my dad. My dad tried to speak to the teachers, and then at the end they were like, okay, we can let him redo the test. And then I was like, I don't really want to do the test. You can speak to me, ask me whatever questions you want me to, anything when it comes to English or math or maths, like English or anything, and then we can do it. Then I did it, but still I got 2. I didn't get the 1, and I was just, yeah, it's just not really good experience in general with the teachers there. Some of the people, like the youngsters in Slovakia, some of them I was really just mostly friends with. There were a couple there and there where like you were like, oh, we don't want to be with you because you're Roma, and then
Mm.
we just want to be separated with like this white background that they have of then, and rather than you being all like mixed. And there were some good people that wanted to like, oh, let's just everyone be together. I think it's mostly just depending on like their parents, because their parents are the one who have this idea of don't be friends with this, just be friends with this, and you're gonna do well in life because that's not good for you. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Mm. And then, so your parents decided to move into the UK. So was it mainly because of the education, or was it because of work
So at the
opportunities?
start, back in 2004, the reason we moved, it was because of like to for my parents to find like a job and stuff like that. Obviously they were thinking about our future, but at that time I was only 4 years old, so my dad was trying to make the best out of his opportunities that I could get to get a job to have a better life for us. Then it came to like when I was turning 12, 13, 15, he put me into school. He was going to different schools with me, visiting different teachers, see how was I doing. Then when I got into the like age of being like 15, 16, that's when he like put all of his effort into me and tried to like get a really, really good future for me, which like he did, because I'm doing really well right now, and hopefully I think I will be carrying on doing this well as I'm doing right now. And yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. But at the start, my dad wanted to have a good, stable family as well, like just like really like being like mentally good at it, like financial and everything. And then from that step, you go into the next step of helping your child and stuff like that. So that's the way my dad worked it out.
That's very good, and that's very obviously that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, how was your experience from being, in Slovak schools and being suddenly at the UK schools? What was your experience like with with the other children in the school, with the teachers? How did you find it?
So the difference, it was major. It was a massive difference. Like, so I went into schools. I went to schools like I started in primary school, and I made a lot of friends. Like everyone was so like friendly to me. All the teachers, then all like the students as well. Like because at my first day, I don't know, like every single like kid does it. Like I was crying because it's your first day at school. You don't know how it's going to be, and like they didn't leave me out. They came to me. They hung. Oh, it's going to be okay. You're gonna have friends here. Don't worry about everything, because from my previous experience, like when I started school in Slovakia, I didn't really have friends at the start or anything, and I was just there like being. I had like maybe one, two friends, but in here, the whole class is basically full of your friends. Like, if someone's like because it comes to school, where, oh, so he didn't come to school today, or I'm not going to be with anyone. But in there, if someone didn't come, there was literally everyone that were together, so it was different. The teachers as well came to me. They looked the way I was working. They spent around good 20, 30 minutes with me, like of at the start of a couple of weeks, see like where they can put me, how my studies are going to be, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, what I can be improving. And bear in mind that was still when I was a kid, so they were literally trying to help me, looking out for my future as well. So the difference in getting support by the teachers and by the students is completely different. Like the Slovakian is more to the left, and then the English side is more to the right.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what obviously many, I would say all the Roma students, but not only the Roma, but many other minorities experience.
Yeah.
The attention you get as a pupil, by your teachers and by everyone else is absolutely amazing, and obviously helps then the students to progress into the next level. And talking about the next level of education, what it was for you like, have you thought about going into uni, and what are you doing now in terms of further education?
So it's 2000, so like 2026, 17-ish. I started to study when I used to live in Kobe. I studied in college, and then in college I was doing public services. So if any youngsters in here like want to try to join the public sector, like you start in college, make sure you get public services. It's a course that has like that gives you idea about like all like about the army, about the Royal Navy, Royal Marines, police, fire brigade, paramedics, and everything. So they give you an idea of what they do. You're gonna be doing studying them, doing some assignments, writing essays and stuff like that, presentations. And then I was going into level three public services, level three second year, which is like the year like comparing to eight levels in secondary schools. And then I realized, oh, I want to try to like join the police, and that's the main reason. So the college gave me an idea. Oh, I want to be in the police as of now, because I seen it in a way that like I wanted it to be seen. And then from there I was like, I'm gonna go start uni as well, because I think a degree right now in this kind of age for every youngster is important, because if you have a uni degree right now, the people see also he has uni, so he has a better idea of everything. Like he's probably going to be his potential is going to probably be higher than the student that like, or the applicant that doesn't have the degree. And then it's not just about that of you just, oh, I need this degree, I need this piece of paper to do this. That degree is going to give you so much in your life that you will never ever imagine how much it can give you, like so many like theories and stuff like that that they come up with, like how everything started. Like before, I had no idea on when the police began, like never, like in public services. And now, like even without thinking, like the police, like the first one in was in 1829, and that's all. Like, and that's I know this because I studied at university, because they tell you do this, do that, and then you do research by yourself. So it's more like independent research. You get to know about more and more. So yeah, and right now I'm in my second year, and yeah, it's going pretty well.
And so, can you just repeat what subject are you studying?
I'm studying criminology.
Criminology. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Um, that's very good. So we have got how many? One or two more years to go?
So right now I got all from now. I go all the way till April, and then I finish my second year. Then I start in September and finish next year in April as well. My third year, and then when I finish my BAC degree, I'm planning to do my master's degree as well, which is going to be another year. And then after that, I'm probably going to be joining full time somewhere in the public sector in the police, trying to get better. No idea whereabouts I want to be.
That's amazing. And talking about the police, I obviously know your desire, and you've mentioned it yourself that you realize that you want to be a police officer. And so, can you tell us a bit more about your desire to work for the police, and what are you doing about this desire?
So right now, so the way how to explain it. So the way everything started was with my dad. He was like, I want you to be doing this job and I'm going to help you to get there. So as you can remember, back in 2017 was when we first met, me, you, and my dad. And then my dad was the one that reached out to you saying, I want you to help, if you are possible to help my son. And then you were the one, obviously, that helped me to get to where I was with the specials. You gave me the idea and I looked at everything, and I applied for the specials as well. As you know, I got through and everything. I've been a special for the past 2 years, but I haven't done really much anything because of my leg injury. It was horrible. I couldn't do anything for 1 year, so they had to put me as non-operational. I couldn't really do anything about it. And now that everything's sorted, I'm back doing it again. And hopefully after I finish my uni, I'll join the full-time the police officers. But right now with the COVID situation and everything is just a bit difficult. You don't know what can happen at any time.
Absolutely, it is a difficulty, but I'm sure you will do
Yeah,
well. You
hopefully.
have got this enthusiasm and this drive.
Yeah,
And I've always admired this. Since we've met with your dad, uh, this drive you have got, to achieve, and that's something that we are hoping through this project to pass on to other young people. To have the drive to go and achieve their own
yeah.
dream. So that's amazing. And we spoke about your studies, about your job. What else do you like about the UK? Is there something particular you would mention?
About the UK, yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Like about obviously the weather is not going to be as much because right now I have no idea what's happening. It's snowing, then it's sunny, then it's raining, then I don't know. But like I like about like the people, especially the people within the UK. You have people coming from all over the country. You have everyone from the Eastern Europe. Then you have some, especially in Cambridge, you have people coming from like Asia, Africa, and there's some people that came here from the United States as well just to study. And then you meet all these people, and then you realize coming from such a small country to a bigger country, seeing people how life is meant to be. Because when I speak to someone, the first thing that comes to my mind is you need to have empathy for them as well, because they are different people from different countries, so they went through something that don't even know about. It just learns, just like it's a good experience for life to be meeting all the new people. And I don't think I would meet as much people as I already done if I wouldn't come to university, because I've met like hundreds of people already. Also the food, when it comes to the food in the UK, is really nice as well, because you've got so many like takeaways and like restaurants and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of stuff to like about the UK. Just have to find it. But right now, I'm always just stuck in my room, or either like doing online uni or like so doing my police training and then back home. So there's not really much you can experience right now because everything is just really bad right now because of the situation that we are all in.
Absolutely. But putting the kind of the current situation aside and thinking that hopefully this will all finish very soon, where would you see yourself in 10 years' time?
10 years, it's a long 10 years. It's a like the I always had the plan, and you know it because when we met, I was 17 back then, and I told you what I'm planning. I'm planning to go uni, join the police, part-time special, regulars. So in 10 years, I'm hopefully seeing myself with probably having a master's degree of criminology, probably working in a police force in Cambridgeshire, probably for like full time, and like probably getting my rank up, or like being like a sergeant or in the police, or I don't know, maybe apply for the detective department or anything like that. But for now, for us answering the question of where I see myself in 10 years, it's a bit difficult because it's a major, it's 10 years. Like it's right now I'm 20, so that's half of my life already that we are talking about. But in those next 5 years, if I may say, I see myself finishing my union degree, getting my master's, and working for the police full time, 100%. No matter what happens, I will always end up doing it, and I know for a fact I will. And there's nothing that can stop me because I had a leg injury for 1 year. Take this as an example, and I could have been like, oh, one year is so long, like, oh, what if it's not going to work out or stuff like that. But I was like, no, I'm going to get this injury done over. I'm going to exercise, going to make sure everything's so well, and carry on with what I was doing at the start. I'm going to finish what I started. I'm not going to just leave it in the middle and be like, oh, leg injury for 1 year and that's it. No, that's not how it works.
That's good attitude. Yes, brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, and you've obviously mentioned at the beginning that you are from the Roma background.
Yeah.
What what does it mean to you to be a Roma?
People may think there's not many of us, but when you think about a Roma community, you have Romas from all over the whole world. You have Romas from different countries, and for me, being Roma and being in this position where I'm trying to speak to youngsters and to people to give them like, because the way people see it, or the Roma see it, is, or what we have to do is we can't really do this because we're Romas, but that's wrong. Because I'm trying to change the Romas mindset, like, not in maybe in some countries like in Slovakia, when you Roma, oh, I can't do this because I can't, and that's true. Like people know it, and there's nothing to hide about it because once you don't have opportunity to do it, you just can't, and it's really difficult. Some people, I know so many people in Slovakia that studied that are Romas and studied at universities, finished the universities, and still don't have a job, still don't have anything to do. But once you're in a country that shows you, like gives you like the plate, there you have it, do something about it, then 100% you're gonna take it, like thank you, and I will try to do my best something about it. So back to the question, being Roma is really unique for me. I'm really proud of where I'm from. I'm not embarrassed when people ask me like where about what because when people look at me are you Romanian, or like what are you? Because people mostly know like Romanian, or maybe like I don't know, like Polish. I'm like, no, I'm from Slovakia. I'm from the Roma community, and then the whole subjects come in, like, what is Roma, and I try to explain to them, and that's how they like get to know it. So yeah, it's really unique, and I will never regret of being Roma, never.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very, something very special, something to be proud of. And you speak Romanes
No, that's the
language?
most embarrassing thing about me. So when people ask me, do you speak your language? I'm like, no. And then I'm like, and they'll ask, like, why? Because you have many families in the Roma community, and the way my family, the way I was brought up, so we never really speak that language. And it was mostly because, so my great grandfather, the way he was brought up, he was never speaking that language. I have some of my family members that like are musicians or stuff like that, and then singing Roma songs and stuff. They know
Mm.
because they are learning it, but I've never had the opportunity to like sit down and just like spend a couple of weeks trying to learn the language because I'm busy of all the time. But when I know like basic words, at least I guess so, but not really fully on speaking Roma now.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of, Ladislav.
Yeah,
I personally obviously had the same situation because my grandparents, when they came, during the communist regime, it was kind of prohibited. It was expected that people will assimilate and they will not speak the language and they will not pass it on to
yeah,
their children. And that was the same case with me. So we are kind of the consequence of assimilation, and so it's not easy, but yeah, obviously, knowing the Roma language is brilliant tool, but yeah, nothing to be ashamed of because it's not our fault. So,
yeah,
um,
exactly, yeah.
so as a last question, what would you, recommend? What tips would you give to other young Roma people, boys and girls, thinking about their future, about their careers? What would you recommend to them?
Always listen to your parents. No matter what, always listen to your parents. The reason why I am in this position where I am right now is all because of my parents. If my parents wouldn't exist, I have no idea in my life what I would be doing, because they're the ones that know more than you, and you never try to be more clever than them, because they know what's the best for you. And if your parents say don't do this but do this, the only thing they want for you is the best, because there's no parent in the whole world that wants something really bad for the child, because that's not how it is, because it's that you are their child, so they love you, so they're trying to get the best out of you. So that's the same thing for my dad. I was thinking back in, maybe I was thinking sometimes, should I just work normally and stuff, that, and my dad was like, no, you're not going to be working like this, you're going to be doing this, and it's going to be better for you. And it is, because so far everything's going so well for me. So if you will always listen to your parents and do what they want you to be doing, obviously when they want you to do something and you don't want to do it, then it's all about you. But the best advice I can give you, as from my experience and where I am right now in my position, is always listen to your parents, no matter what.
That's amazing. That's very powerful and something very, very important. Because in the society that we live at currently, the respect to parents, elders is quite often, disappearing. From the other communities that we live around, we don't see as much respect as we were used to back in our communities, when we were more enclosed. So this is
Yeah.
very, very important, and I completely agree with you, Ladislav. So no, thank you very much. That's all for this interview. I really pleased that you came on to this interview and that you have given such an important and powerful message to all young Roma people that will be listening to this. So thank you, Ladislav. Obviously, you have got all my support. Anytime you need it. So I'm here also for you, and I'm looking forward to see you in police uniform very soon.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.